Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I got this look right here, then please keep watching.
Alright, so to get started, we are moisturizing our skin, and then I'm going to jump straight into primer. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This is a smoothing primer. It has rosehip and argan oil. So good for my skin because it's oily. This is perfect. Go ahead and apply this to the T-zone and to the apples of your cheeks. This is the most oiliest part of your face. And then we're going to jump straight into the foundation. Foundation I'm going to be using is Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's a stay in place makeup and this lasts all day long. Next, I'm taking the Bobbi Brown color corrector in the shade Dark Peach. You don't see me apply this, but I'm going to apply it right underneath my eyes. Now for the star of the show, I'm taking the Skindinavia the Makeup Finishing Spray. It's an oil control setting spray and this is phenomenal. You need to have this as a part of your makeup routine. If you have oily skin, this is going to control your makeup all day long. To blend this in, I'm using my LC Cosmetics sponge. This is probably one of the best sponges I've ever invested in. I'm going to link this down below. You need to have this. It's even better than the Beauty Blender in my opinion. So go ahead and copy one. The blending for this application is crucial. You want to blend this in as much as you can. Apply a nice firm pressure when you're doing this. As you can see, my under eyes, there's still some product underneath there. I like for it to sit as long as it can because I like full coverage underneath my eyes since I do have that creasing and I have darkness. So we're just going to blend all this in. This is where the sculpting begins. I'm going to take the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. This has a canceling effect of the dark circles, and then I'm going to take the shade Caramel because that's more of my skin color. So I'm applying both of these products on my face. I just like the most amount of coverage underneath my eyes. I usually wear my makeup for about 8 to 9 hours, so that's important. And I'm going to make sure that I start sculpting out my face. You're going to see me drag it down the bridge of my nose and along the sides. For contour, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is in the shade NW50. I like to use a foundation for contouring. It's just better for me. And as you can see where I'm placing this, this is so important. You want to apply it at the high points of the cheek, almost where you would apply your highlighter, and then you want to take it along your hairline and on the sides of your nose. This is going to start sculpting out that face, adding definition, adding the shadows, placing it everywhere we need it to really give your face depth, warmth, color. So take your time with this part. It's a lot. Let it dry down a little bit, and then you want to start blending it with your beauty blender or your sponge, whatever you're going to be using, or brush, however you want to do it. And just focus on blending. Blending is going to be the key to making all this look cohesive, for it to melt together, for it to look amazing. Blend, blend, blend. When doing this step, blend the product exactly where you placed it. If you blend it any lower, it's going to give your face a different shape. But what we're going for is a lifted look, so keep it nice and high. By the way, I forgot to mention my foundation shade is 5W1 Bronze. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Tiara Siobhan. Now that that's all blended, I'm going to take this Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer. This is in the shade 3N Medium Neutral, and I'm just going to place that underneath my eyes, all the high points on my face, the chin, the bridge, my forehead, and then I'm going to drag it along the sides of my nose. This is going to snatch your nose so good. So you want to do this with precision, and then you want to take your setting spray and beauty sponge, and you just want to go ahead and spritz that. And now we're going to blend this all out, making sure all the edges are nice and blurred. We don't want any harsh lines. So blend, blend, blend. Now that the concealer is all blended, I'm just taking the butt of the beauty sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that the contour and the concealer is blended in together nicely. There's no harsh lines or anything. And then I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the shade Banana, and I'm just going to smooth the under eyes, dip the powder or whatever on the sponge, and then I'm just going to tap off the excess, lightly dust underneath my eyes, make sure you get all up in the creases, and then you want to blend all of this in until the powder disappears. That's like the key to making sure this looks extremely flawless, is blend all of that powder out so where there's no residue. And then after that, if you want, you can go ahead and start baking. I personally do not bake that heavy underneath the eyes because I already have creasing, so if I'm doing too much, it's just going to make it worse. This is the best method for me. And then we're just going to apply that powder everywhere else where we did the highlighting with the concealer. Now I'm taking my Anastasia contour kit. This is in the shade medium to tan, and I'm taking the shade, I don't know what shade that is, but you did see me point to it, so just use that shade. And I'm just going to lightly dust that in tapping motions on the high points of my cheek. And then I'm going to do a nice swirling little motion to get this nicely blended in. I'm going to do that on both sides. I'm going to do that on my forehead and my jawline, and then you're going to see me take the brush, pinch it, and go along the sides of my nose where I did that contouring earlier. And we're just going to set all this product in. That's what we're doing, is we're just setting the liquids or the creams in so that nothing moves throughout the day. This can also be a shadow base, like an eyeshadow base. If you're someone who doesn't really like to wear much eyeshadow, this is what you want to do. Just use your bronzer or use your contour powder, go over your lids, and just make sure that it looks all even. But you're really good to go if you want light coverage, whereas like me, I like to keep it more natural, so that's what I would do. And then to cut my cheeks, and this is also perfect in case you mess up with your contour, just go ahead and take some setting powder and draw a line from the ear to the corner of the mouth, and this is what's going to help you look more defined. I'm going to take it across the sides of the nose, and this I consider to be cutting. I'm going to be cutting and sculpting. So that's what we're doing to the cheeks, to the nose, like the bridge of the nose. And we're just going to be sculpted, girl. I'll be taking the Vive Modern Bronzer. This is in the shade Tan 1. It's more of a shadow kind of color, like to give you more of a shadow on to your contouring. So I'm just taking this on the high points of my cheek and my forehead, jawline, and all the areas where I pretty much did the contour. And then I'm taking this Dark Soleil chocolate bronzer from Too Faced, and I'm brushing this across my eyelids. This is also going to give me more depth. I'm also going to run it underneath my eyelids. This is going to add to that definition that I need, and it also makes your eyes pop a lot more. So then we're going to take it on the eyelid, the top of the eyelid, and this is just defining it a little bit more. Again, we're keeping it very subtle on the eyes, and I'm going to be taking my Ofra eyeliner. This is in the shade Black. I'm just going to be creating a little wing. This is going to help me for when I go ahead and apply my lashes. And then I'm just taking a clean brush and blending out that powder that we used to cut the cheeks. And I'm going to blend out the nose area and the rest of my face with this clean brush. To add a little bit of wash of color, I'm going to take this Burnt Pepper by MAC. This is a beautiful blush that I'm using, and I'm applying it to the high points of the cheek and to my nose to give me a nice little sun-kissed look. And then I'm just going to apply my falsies. And look at this, it's just so pretty. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.